The other signing the Browns made, Quincy Williams, 2 years, $17 million. They lost Devin Bush. They bring in Quincy Williams. Since the start of the 2023 season, Quincy Williams has 150 defensive stops and 50 tackles for loss. That is both the number one mark among linebackers.
It's a misleading stat because I don't like that.
When he was a first-team All-Pro in 2023,
Yeah.
Browns defensive coordinator Mike Rutenberg was his linebackers coach for the Jets. It is worth mentioning, despite the fact he was an All-Pro in 2023, he was benched in 2025, 12 games into the season.
Right.
So there's the good, there's the bad.
Yeah.
Bull, Devin Bush out, Quincy Williams in. Your take?
I mean, it's probably not a big downgrade. I don't know if it's necessarily a downgrade at all. But let's be fair about it. Devin Bush played great here.
Yeah, he did.
Now, if you look at their careers, Quincy Williams has probably been over their career a better player. Devin Bush was a better player last year. There's no debate.
Facts.
No debate. But we talked about the pairing of like Tom Telesco being involved with the offensive line. Here's a situation where the DC was the linebacker coach when Quincy Williams had his best season.
Yeah. Right.
Is it coincidence? Hopefully not. Hopefully there's something to it. Obviously Rutenberg had some say in this. It's unfortunate they lose Devin Bush.
Yeah.
But even though Quincy Williams didn't have a particularly great season, and I think he got hurt a little bit last year, and he's a little older than Devin Bush. He's 2 years older. I think it's a fine replacement. I'd rather have, if you ask me, I can only have one of them. I'd rather have Devin Bush, but this guy's cheaper and probably not a big drop-off.
Well, the good news is that he's going back to a system that he knows like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
Probably what happened with the Jets is that, you know, Aaron Glenn probably ran a system that he just wasn't familiar with. You know, again, I talk about looking at your personnel and making sure that you're putting people in positions that they're comfortable with, that they're best at. And apparently that wasn't the case for him last year with the Jets. Now he's coming back with this system that obviously Rudy wasn't the DC, but he's probably going to run something similar to what that scheme was that allowed Quincy Williams to be really good.
Yeah.
The one thing about a linebacker, the one thing that Devin Bush struggled with, but he was really good, especially towards the end of last season, that I loved, was being able to play in coverage. You know, this is a league where, as a linebacker, you think it's stop the run. But when that play action comes, and I need you as a safety or a DB to punch out of there and get back in that hook, you couldn't do that. And Quincy Williams is probably something that he's probably going to struggle with a little bit. But Devin Bush got really good. That's how he ended up getting the 3 interceptions and having the 2 touchdowns. You know, you think about the, what was it, Cincy game? He had the pick 6.
Yeah.
Baltimore, he had a pick 6, I think, too.
Did he? Well, the Cincy game was the one where they kept doing the Marshawn Lynch. So I know that one off the top of my head. But that's where Devin Bush used to struggle at, and he really got better at that last year. And I think that's ultimately what allowed him to have a lot of money or make a lot of money this offseason in free agency, is having that balance. Those linebackers that are really good at stopping the run, but also can give you something and play in that hook window. And Devin Bush is that. Hopefully, Quincy Williams can get that, because they're going to need that. Obviously, teams are going to, if you look at what the front is with Myles Garrett and them 2 defensive tackles continue to play really well, teams are going to want to run play action a lot. And you're going to need Quincy Williams to be able to play in the passing game, and hopefully that part of his game is tweaked. Not having no picks and, no picks and no touchdowns, like that's it's kind of shaky to me. I wonder how many career PBUs he got. Mike, can you look that up?
Oh, it's so crazy because we have the stat right there for you, Tyvis. He had 7 in
look at that.
in his career.
I like that.
He got 2 years, 17. I believe Bush was 3 for 30.
Yeah, slightly more money.
It really wasn't much more
similar value
per year.
Right.
Bush just got an extra year on the deal.
I think. First of all, shout out to Devin Bush. I ain't gonna hate, like, man.
The only thing I hate about him is that he's a Wolverine.
That's pretty hateable.
He actually, he resurrected his career though.
He did.
Like,
he really did.
This guy, I mean, I got to give. We killed Andrew Berry on offense, and that's verifiable.
That is verifiable.
That is verifiable. But listen, hey, look, G. Bush, I'm on record. Your receivers and your linemen, dog. I'm just saying, that's nasty work. But when it comes to you grabbing players, he really got him off the scrap heap.
He did.
With Seattle, brought him in, dusted him off, and got him a bag. Like,
Who?
Devin Bush.
He came from Seattle?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah, he was
Pittsburgh.
I thought it was Pittsburgh.
No, he spent a year in Seattle.
Oh, 1 year in Seattle.
G.
And
Bush
it's
is
not
right.
like he came from bad organization.
Right.
Pittsburgh and
Another
Seattle.
point.
So,
G,
yeah.
By the way, you said you were 13-0 so far. Make it 14-0. Point for you.
Point
minus
to
one.
the
Point minus
scorekeeper.
I question this 13.
The scorekeeper. Then the Bull was like, I knew Bull was like, nah, he ain't gonna
Nah,
because if I'm on the
Get off
record
that
with it, if you confirm it, then Jay got to come up here and it got to be 13. Yeah, Bull confirmed it, right? Nah, but he can't.
Yeah.
Like I wanted them to sign him.
Devin Bush?
Yeah,
I
I did too. And it hurt me a little bit when I seen it, and I said, G. Bush, I ain't gonna flip on you. I ain't gonna act like I'm gonna come up here and be like, oh, he was garbage anyway.
Yeah,
No, he was nice, and I wanted to keep him.
Boy.
But I see where they went with. This is a good replacement.
Is Quincy Williams a former first round pick too?
No, he was a third-round pick in the same draft, by the way.
Yeah,
Same draft.
But
he's 2 years older.
Yeah,
He is older, but they're the same draft.
he flies around a lot.
I'm about to say when he
He
played us,
he was playing.
it
It was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, this man, who is this dude?
Yeah. Well, his brother is Quinton Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, like he was moving around. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, okay, this dude is a monster. So I like what they did right there. And you know what I also like? I like the fact that I'm going to see what Rudy going to add to this scheme. I like the fact that he's like, yeah, we're going to run that base stuff.
You guys calling him Rudy. Is that his nickname?
That's what,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
he's
players
gonna
call
do.
him.
That's what the
Rudy.
Yeah, Rudy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Even though it's Rutenberg, they call him Rudy.
But like, I think it's Rudy, like Rute, even though we're saying it like Rudy.
So when he was an All-Pro in 2023,
Yes.
first team All-Pro, these were his stats that year.
Okay.
139 tackles,
Damn.
39 of them solo.
Said
four
30,
quarterback
only
hits.
39 solo.
95 or solo.
Oh,
Sorry,
I was
95.
about
yeah,
to
that's
say.
what made me laugh.
This man did a whole bunch of game tackles.
Jump on the pile, bro.
139 tackles, 95 solo.
Yeah.
2 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, 3 forced fumbles, 10 passes defended,
I like
And a
that.
partridge in a pear tree.
There it is.
an interception,
I
and a
like
partridge in a pear tree.
There it is. Yeah.
If he give us that, boy, I ain't gonna say nothing.
That would be
about
a hell of a
Devin Bush.
season.
Whoosh, that was that right there.
Really, him and Carson Sweats and shit.
Hey, that's why I like the fact that they backed it up with him. Like they're like, yeah, we can't, we didn't get what we needed to get, but we're gonna get. And you know what? I understand. We are on a panel mostly. If this was economics, most of my castmates are fiscal conservatives.
Not me.
Yes, you'll spend money, and you'll spend money on character people too.
Yeah.
If he's good enough, Bull don't care.
I don't care,
Listen, who cares? We good. But even my brother Tyvis over here, man, he's really a black fiscal conservative. He's not gonna mess around.
He's a BFC.
Yeah, he gonna listen. He go to BFC. You down with BFC?
Yeah, you know me.
Dom DeMarco.
I like to play it
It's like
safe.
UCSS is the best. You get moments like that anywhere.
He's like, yeah, bro.
Play it safe.
But they've stayed inside the lines when coloring. They haven't. Chris Paul, we don't got Chris Paul.
No Chris Paul.
No Chris Paul signings for crazy money.
Yeah.
They hadn't jumped off the roof with any receivers. They didn't give Alec Pierce $150 million.
That seemed That still seems like the craziest move.
We're getting Pierce next, so let's finish Quincy.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Pierce.
Yeah.
But I like this. Yeah, I like it. We got this little move. We got the little guard we talked about. We were just ran in the middle with some upside. Now we can talk about it.
Let me ask you this. Usually when the Browns move off of a player, we'd be like, it's probably over with, right? Do you think Devin Bush can change
It's going to
that?
be interesting, right? Because he fit what Schwartz was going to do, what Schwartz wanted him to do, right?
Yeah.
So he went to the Bears. I mean, what's their...
Well, they let the Edmonds dude go because they was sick of him.
How does their system... I don't know. How does their system...
I don't even know either.
I don't know what the Bears.
Dennis Allen's their DC.
Yeah.
Did you ever play for Dennis?
No, he was with the Saints though.
He
He running the same thing Aaron Glenn running.
I do know that for what I don't know if this has anything to do with Devin Bush, but the Bears defense was like they got a bunch of turnovers, but they weren't great. Like they gave up a lot of yards, a lot of points, but they forced a lot of turnovers.
Correct.
And I know that they hated the linebacker, that Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, right. They cut him, didn't they?
They did. The Giants signed him.